So glad to have you back at Unchained Grace, Grit, and God. I hope today's message speaks right to your spirit. So, I want to go back to the previous episode 2, God Speaks, We Distract. And I talked a little bit about nudges and downloads. And one that I've been getting recently is the color yellow. And so I got my nails painted yellow. I'm wearing a yellow shirt. I don't know what the yellow is all about, but I do know yellow represents joy, renewal, and rebirth, clarity. So I just feel like it's very fitting. So that's a little nudge I've been getting, and just wanted to kind of share it with you guys because, again, we want to listen to what God wants for our lives. And life would be so much easier if we would listen to Him, and do it His way. So this leads me into episode 3, My Way versus God's Way. I'm going to read a couple questions to you. And I have my little notebook. And I want you to think on these answers, okay? Or think on these questions. So do you ever get the feeling that life shouldn't be this hard? Why do I feel such resistance? Are there areas in your life where you feel like you're getting pushback and you can literally feel the resistance from God? Can you actually feel it? Why does it feel like I can't catch a break? Do you ever have moments where you feel like you just keep getting hit? I mean, back to back to back to back, right? Spiritual warfare is real and the enemy will attack you. But sometimes it's not the enemy. It's because you're not listening to God. You're not aligned with His desires for your life. And you're going about it your way. So, I was walking my son the other day. It sounded like I was like walking my dog. I was walking my son. We were going for a walk outside. And, you know, he's 1. He's like 15 months now. Almost 16 months. Actually, he is 16 months. Oh my gosh. I'm taking him around the neighborhood and he's walking and he's leading me to wherever he wants to go. I have to save him many times from falling off the curb, walking into the grass. I just have to course correct him a lot. And it had me thinking about when we try to do things our own way and how God will sometimes come in and try to tell us, hey, we're not going that way. We need to go this way, right? As Daniel's mother, I know what is best for him. I'm trying to steer him away from harm. He's not listening. He just keeps turning around and going back the other way. And a lot of times, that's what we do in our own personal lives. And so that resistance, that feeling of, oh, life shouldn't have to be this hard. It's not supposed to be. Not when you have Jesus with you. It won't be that hard. You are going to have some challenges. But life gets a lot easier when you start aligning with what God wants for your life. And so sometimes when he knows best, right? Just like I know best with Daniel. I'm trying to protect him. God is trying to protect us. And so when we get those course corrections, we do it kicking and screaming. We get angry, we get upset. We don't want it this way. We want to do it our way. We think it's the best way. But little did we know that course correction is for protection. And us as humans, we're going to turn around and we're going to go back to the thing that God got us out of and was causing us pain. And we're just going to suffer all over again. So I want you to think about some areas in your life where God has been trying to course correct you and you just keep going back. You just keep going back, not learning your lesson, right? And I want you to realize that God has a plan for your life. And if you would listen and obey, life will become so much easier. I think that's a double negative, but that's okay. All right, grammar police. Yeah. These last 3 months, my divorce wasn't even as painful as what I just went through. But I now feel aligned with God's desires for my life. And I feel such peace and direction. And so going back to episode 2, I want you guys to really sit with God. Bring those distractions to Him. Let them go. And pray and ask God, what does He want for your life? Not what you want. And He might tell you some things that you don't want to hear. You might have to leave that relationship. You might have to quit that job. You might have to cut off that family member. But it's necessary for where God is going to take you. Short episode today. Well, shorter than episode 2. So yeah. Pray and ask, what is it that you desire for me? Stop trying to do things your way because you're making it 3,000 more times difficult on yourself. You're not supposed to do it alone. You're supposed to do it with God by your side, and He makes a way. And there's such an ease, like I said, and such a peace and a sense of direction and purpose when you align with God's desires for you. And so I want to close out with this. I would love for you to send me a message or a comment. Give me something or tell me something that you would like me to pray for. Whether that's direction, I mean, it can be anything. I would love to pray for you. And again, it can be anything. Anything that's placed on your heart right now. Yeah, because prayer is powerful. I really think when I heard God's voice, I heard His whisper at 3 a.m. when I decided to leave that relationship. 2 days before, I asked my church group, I said, please pray for me for my decision. I don't know what I'm going to do. And God showed up in a mighty way. So I'd love to pray for you. with whatever you're facing. All right. I will see you guys back soon with episode 4.